What's up, y'all? Entropy here. Welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. We're 0-2. Not the start to the season we would like, but kind of the one we expected. We've got FCS Midwest coming to town this week. As you can see, I did kind of figure out my recruiting board off camera, so I'll just show that to you guys now real quick. There's not much, so I figured I'd just do it off camera. So basically what I did is I reallocated the points that I had. I only had like 35 hours left or something like that, so I did just go through and kind of get it to 50 on some of the guys we're going after. Kennedy and Vic were two guys, for example, that were not at 50 before and now are. But you see here, I did get a couple guys where I'm getting their, I got their hard sells in because I thought our grades might be okay enough that it was worth it. But the most noteworthy thing that happened was Imani Carney. Now the leader for him is actually SMU. They had a huge jump last week, seemingly out of nowhere. And they have a visit with him coming up for week 7. So it's only week 3. And if you look here, the next time we could get him in for a visit is week 6. So I don't feel the pressure to get a visit for him scheduled yet. Especially because I'm going to give this guy one more week. And if it looks like SMU is gonna have a comfortable lead over us, I'm going to take the points out of him, and I'm going to pivot to Tyron Davis instead. We don't have a lot of competition for him at the moment. That will probably change next week as soon as we try to pivot to him, if we do. But currently, that is my backup option for tackle. He's also very talented. His blocking numbers aren't quite as good as Carney's. I mean, Carney's is coming in with 70 pluses across the board in everything blocking related, whereas Davis has, 64 run block power, 68 pass block power, 67 pass block. Not as refined as of a blocker as Carney would be coming in, but he is agile, so he's got a little more agility to him. So he's got 69 agility to Carney's 62 and 75 acceleration to Carney's 65. So he could be more effective in any way where he has to move around, I guess. But his blocking numbers are still good, so I wouldn't fret about having to pivot to him if need be. And I'm gonna give, like I said, I'm gonna give it one more week with Carney, but it looks like SMU is gonna comfortably stuff us in a locker on this recruitment. So I'm expecting to have to pivot, but you never know. We'll give him one more week and just kind of see what happens. As you can see, FCS Midwest is a 50 overall, so this is by far going to be the closest competition in terms of overall that we're going to have all season. So hopefully we can get our first win of the year. In terms of uniforms, what do I want to do for the uniforms? Do I want to just go with the Gulf Blue set? I think I will. So we'll go black jersey, black pants, and we'll go with the chrome blue helmet, which you'll be able to see much better once the game actually starts. The FCS Midwest Rebels coming to town, located in Missouri. As you'll see at the bottom there, I did make the quarters 7 minutes this week. It wasn't bad at 6 minutes. It was just that first half of that game against Houston just felt insanely short. So I figured we'll just try it 7 minutes this week. I can always change it back if I so choose. So there is, I guess, their best player, Jasper Bracey, the running back. So hopefully we can shut him down. Ooh, Briggs filled that hole beautifully, and that is going to be a stop. And oh no, they're a hurry-up team. I hate going against teams that play with tempo, so this is going to be quite an annoying matchup, I can already tell. Oh, and he's sacked. Jaheim Bennett getting through from the interior. Boy, those chrome blue helmets look absolutely beautiful in the sunlight, as we can see there. But what a play from the defensive tackle getting the sack, and it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 16, and they are not going to convert. It's going to be 4th and 7, and they'll be punting it away. Oh gosh, and that is gonna go nowhere. Both linemen decided to block one guy and just left the linebacker by himself. Brooks gets it again, nowhere to go, only gets 2 yards. McAllister fits it into Dalton, and that's going to be 4th and inches. Absolutely not. We're just going to go for this. McAllister's pretty tall. He's 6'3", so let's see if we can use that big frame to get the first, and he will. First down, Marlins. Hand off to Brooks. Can he get the edge? He will, and that's a nice run from Jalen Brooks. 2nd and 2. Play action. No one's really open. McAllister's just going to run it himself, and he'll get the first down. Not very fast, but he was effective there. I don't think we've tried one of these jet touch passes yet. Let's see how this one goes. We're going to give it to Montgomery. I forgot his name for a second there. Zach Montgomery scampers ahead for 6. Brooks again. Huge hole to run through. Jalen Brooks down inside the 15, and that is another big play for the running back. Man, those helmets are beautiful. They just keep catching my eye, man. They are something else. Brooks again. He does get around the outside, past that defender, powering through a few tackles. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Marquise Taylor in the game now at running back, giving Brooks a spell, and he's not going to get anywhere. It's going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Ooh, that was a bad idea. I saw the corner come off him, and I just assumed he was going to be open, but the other corner came down, and we were very lucky that that wasn't intercepted. I hate these close field goals. I never know how far to angle them. We'll see if I can get this to go in. And it's up, and it's good. Freeport Tech on the board first here against an FCS school. Really would have liked a touchdown, but I'll never complain about points. Ooh, big hole for the running back to run through, and it's going to be 4 yards. I don't know what happened to our defense there. that whole area was just vacated. Man, I hate going against these hurry-up teams. It's stressful as a defense. I see why teams do it, though. Like, it's got to be effective if a defense isn't ready for it. See if we can maybe generate some pressure here. No one's getting home, and that's an easy pitch and catch for a first down. Play action. He's looking deep. Can Micah Brewer make a play? Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me, dude. You just gave up a 63-yard bomb. Oh, gosh dang it. Now they're in business. That's so annoying. They didn't have anything going on offense. And then just uncorked one. And Brewer couldn't keep his positioning in front of the receiver. And now it's a 63-yard bomb. And they're like in the red zone now. If they're not in the red zone, they're very close. RPO. Make the tackle, please. All right. Short gain of 1. DJ Dilworth. Same guy that had the 63-yard catch a second ago. As the sun is setting here in Freeport, as this was obviously like a 4 o'clock or 3:30 kick or something. Oh, come on, guys. That should have not happened in like 3 different ways. We should have wrapped up for the sack, and then I don't know what the corner was doing. He like quit on the route right as the ball was in the air, and that was just the worst time to do that. Xavier Hainsworth Jr. getting a touchdown here. See, it was Nehemiah King. He was close. He was on him, and he just kind of let him go and get a step on him. And just like that, FCS Midwest has taken the lead here early in the second quarter, and that is just so irritating. 7-3. Ooh, a nice return from Barnes. Gets out near the 30-yard line. Montgomery running a drag. I like that, and he likes it too. That's a nice gain for the receiver. He is the perfect receiver to run in the slot. He's quick. He's got some decent long speed as well. RPO swing. We ran this play before, and Taylor's got the edge. Taylor's got a stiff arm. Ball's on the ground. No, dude. Hang on to the football, man. You cannot be doing that against an FCS school. That is the perfect way to get upset. You cannot do that, man. Come on, Taylor. The offense was rolling, and just like that is just all momentum has been ceased and is back in FCS Midwest direction, as that's a 9-yard carry for their running back too. Holy crap. What happened there? Where'd the defense go? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if I did something wrong with my control scheme there, but it looked like I was somehow using the guy that was guarding him, which isn't right. I was using a guy down. I was using one of the guys rushing the passer. So I don't know how that happened. But either way, it ended up in a big play, and now they're back in our red zone again, threatening to score. Oh, I don't know if he was actually throwing to the receiver on the left, but if he was, I was picking that. 3rd and 7. The defense absolutely has to get a stop here. We can't let them score another touchdown here. They're going to hand it off to the running back, and Thomas comes up and makes the tackle. Keyshawn Thomas has made a name for himself in these last 2 games. He's had a couple nice performances. He's been in on a lot of big plays. And FCS Midwest will settle for a field goal, and they will make it. So 4 minutes left in the first half here. We're getting the ball back. Let's try and not turn it over this time, guys. Come on. Ooh, this is like a big return. Oh, gosh dang it. If he was just a little bit faster, he'd have been gone. Gosh dang it. This guy's having a nice day in the return game. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's like our 6th string receiver. Ugh, just nowhere to go. Play action. And I wanted to get it to the tight end, but he was kind of got stuck on his route, so I tried to throw it to the running back, but it fell incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 9. Come on, Montgomery. Oh, it falls incomplete. The defender made a good play, and we're going to be punting it back. We went from almost upsetting Houston on the road to now struggling against FCS Midwest at home. This is just college football or some college football, man. I don't know what else to say. Oh, a cut back from the running back, and he gets 5. We had him dead to rights, too. Another handoff, and gosh dang it, we shouldn't have let him get that close. He should have, I mean, he was definitely going to get a couple yards, but he shouldn't have gotten almost a first down off that. We got to tackle better or something. They hand it off again. This time he's short. 4th and 2. Great job by the defense to keep him short. That's huge. And now we have to get a touchdown now. Here's Chambers on the return. Can he get the edge? He can. Gets past midfield, out past, gets out right at about the 40. He'll be out at the 39-yard line. Great return. Our return game has been awesome in this game, which is important because not much else has been. Brooks trying to get to the outside, cuts back in, gets around the defender, and that's a first down. 2-minute timeout approaching. Let's see if we can maybe squeeze one more play in. We cannot. So that'll be the 2-minute timeout. We're down 10-3, but we are driving. Nowhere to go. Ooh, Tanner Brooks got some room down the sideline, down inside the 5, and Jalen Brooks, the running back, gets hurt on the play. That is unfortunate. He was just blocking, so that sucks. So I assume Marquise Taylor will come in for him now, as we got the ball, 1.5 minutes left, and 1st and goal. Let's see if we can punch it in here with Marquise Taylor, who has just entered the game. Good blocking up front, but Taylor unable to get in there, and FCS Midwest is calling their timeouts now because they want the ball back. So Jalen Brooks bruised his shoulder, high re-injury risk, so we will substitute Taylor. He can handle the backfield for now. They look like they're gearing up to stop the run here, but we're going to try it anyway. Taylor gets it, cuts, touchdown, Marquise Taylor, and Freeport Tech is an extra point away from tying it up. Taylor waving hi to the fans, taking a bow. The backup running back comes in and comes up clutch here as the end of the first half is nearing, and that extra point will be good. It's a tie game, and that is good. Really wish we were winning, but whatever. Nice to see Taylor redeem himself from that fumble earlier. Hopefully the defense can step up now, as they actually run it on their first play of the drive. I mean, I guess they run hurry. They're used to running hurry up, so it's not too crazy for them. They don't waste a ton of time here either. Maybe only 5 to 10 seconds run off, and they're back in business already. Pass rush, can they get home? They cannot, and that pass is completed out near midfield. DJ Dilworth injured on the play. I believe that's that one receiver of theirs. And with 1 minute left, they're already past midfield. Good tackle by Briggs. That'll be a short gain of 3. They still have 2 of their timeouts. They're not using them, though. They're choosing instead to run hurry up in this spot. Can we get home? No, we can't. The quarterback's off and running. A big hit, and he hangs onto the ball somehow. Also, I think this is a different quarterback. The guy they had out there earlier was number 2. I don't know who this guy is, but he's oh no, that's a good throw too. And they call timeout. They're getting points here. It looks like it's just a matter of... Oh, Dilworth is their quarterback. Oh, I thought that was the receiver. Okay, so their quarterback got hurt on that play. So we have a backup quarterback for an FCS school out here dicing us up. I was right there, and I just couldn't commit to it because I didn't want the guy running the slant to get behind me. So instead, they get a short little gain of 1. Running no huddle once again here as well. And let's see what they do. Quarterback wants to run it. He's going to. Oh, I tried to go for a big hit. It basically costed me like an extra 5 yards. That was stupid. I don't know why I did that. All right, I'm blitzing here because if we can get home and sack them, that would be absolutely massive for this drive. So we're going to try it, see if we can generate some pressure. No one's getting home, and that's a touchdown for the Rebels. Ugh, this game shouldn't be going this way. Yes, we are lower rated than FCS Midwest, but we should be winning this game. We almost beat Houston last week, for crying out loud. This game shouldn't be going this way. As with 14 seconds left, they go up 7 again. Man, it doesn't matter who returns the ball. They're getting some nice returns for us. All right, well, obviously, we're just going to chuck something up and hope it gets completed, I guess. So let's try it to the tight end down the middle. That's interference. That's interference. And they didn't call it, so I guess it's not. That was 100% interference, though. The defender kept them from getting to the ball. All right, end of the half. Dalton, can you come down with it? There's a flag on the play. Don't know what that is. What? What? You're going to call offensive pass interference on that? Get out of here, man. Now we got to play against the refs, too. Holy crap. That's one of the stupidest calls I've ever seen in a football game. What even was that? It was a jump ball to end the half, and they called interference on. I'm glad that wasn't completed. I would have been even more upset than I am. That's so stupid. All right, on to the next half. Let's put this behind us. We do start with the ball in the second half, so let's see if we can maybe generate some momentum back our way as Brooks is back in the game and immediately gets a nice carry of 9 yards. McAllister is very slow, but we are going to get the first down with him because their defensive linemen are slower. Okay, Brooks is back in the game, but his wear and tear is really bothering him, so I'm actually going to pull him, and we're going to put Taylor in as the starter. And we'll see if he can just heal up. We'll put Miller in as the backup, too. And no room for Taylor to run, and it's 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. And Hayes has the first down. Nice throw by McAllister. It was a little crowded over there, but he does end up completing it, so good job. We're going to bring Stokes out now, see if he can get some option offense going. They once again go with the running back, so that'll give him a chance to get the outside. He does get the edge down the sideline. Cadrell Stokes, he may go. He does not. He's forced out of bounds at about the 5. It looks like the 6-yard line, but my gosh, this dude just brings a spark to the offense. 1st and goal. Travis Miller will get the carry. Couldn't get past the defender. It gets down to about the 4. I wanted the slant. I didn't like the defender there, though. It's just going to throw it to Taylor, and it looks like it falls incomplete. Probably should have just ate that, but whatever. I want Dalton. Oh, dude, did you just drop that? Blake Dalton just had a touchdown in his hands, and he just flat out dropped it. Yeah, no, I don't think the defender made a play. I think he just dropped that. Dude, come on, man. We're going to kick the field goal, even though I'm not happy about it. And that will go through the uprights, and that'll make it a 4-point game. That sucks. That we had a touchdown. We were about to tie it up, and we just Dalton just dropped it. He just flat out dropped it. Unreal. Their quarterback's back on the field. It looks like Dilworth or whatever his name is, and they don't need him because their running back just gets 10 yards on his first carry of the drive with zero issue. Hand off again to the running back, and that's going to be a gain of 4. I'm disappointed our defense hasn't played better against them. I mean, I know they only have 17 points right now, but that's quite a bit for playing like the middle of the third quarter. As they just have a little flip out to the running back, and that's another huge gain for them. Like, what the crap is going on, guys? Holy crap. And there's another easy pitch and catch. Breaking tackles as the tight end, and he's inside the 25. I mean, there's like zero resistance to anything they're doing. They're just like doing whatever they want. Our defense can't do anything to stop them right now. Another handoff. They get the edge again. Chambers misses. So does most of the defense. Can't get him on the ground. It is 2nd and 1. And they're again running no huddle. And there's no one there. And it's another touchdown for FCS Midwest. I mean, the defense, man. I don't know what's going on here. They just run no huddle, and whatever play they run works for an entire drive, and they just get a touchdown. This team's better than Houston. It's ridiculous. Montgomery on the little drag. That's an easy play, and that's going to be a huge gain for the Marlins to start things off. Past midfield now. The heck is this? Do they just have no safeties deep? Alright. We'll try to throw to Dalton again. And he gets hit and drops it again. I mean, I don't know. They didn't have any deep safeties. I thought a deep shot would work, but Dalton couldn't make it happen. McAllister throws it out of bounds. I mean, dude, come on. We have no choice. We got to punt it away again. We're on their side of midfield, but 4th and 12. I mean, our pass game isn't doing anything, so why would I expect us to be able to get that? Yeah, this looks like a pretty good punt, at least. All right, it's out of bounds at the 6. Good punt. Oh, and it's a sack! Briggs rushes the passer and brings him down. Actually, no, that's not Briggs. That's Jason Nolan. That's the other linebacker. And they're down at their own 1 now. 2nd and 15 at their own 1-yard line. We have to have a big defensive play here. And it's a sack, and it's a safety. Huge play. I believe that's Wyatt Foster, the linebacker. Big number 0 coming in and getting the safety. Unfortunately, it's still a 2-score game, but that's huge to even have something like that happen for the defense. So great job by him, and we'll see what this return can do for us. Not much. We got the ball at the 39, though, so that's really good starting field position. Travis Miller with the carry, and he's got a hole to run through. Travis Miller with a great first play of the drive gets us a first down. Start of the 4th quarter, still down 9, but a good first play of the drive. McAllister flips it to Brett Lawson. The fullback runs a man over. Tries to stiff arm another, but that's going to be a nice 7-yard gain as Jeff Roosevelt Jr. is injured and apparently is running to the locker room immediately, so must be a bad injury. Marquise Taylor does get away from the defender there, cuts it back, and it's going to be down at the 30. Another first down for the Marlins. Taylor with the carry, gets about 4. Tanner Brooks with the catch and the first down. Another injury for FCS Midwest. Ezekiel Jefferson this time. Kentrell Stokes back on the field. Let's see if we can do another option play. They're going with the running back every time, so Stokes is able to carry it. Only gets 1 that time. We're going to try it again, see if we can't get a little thing going here. This time they do stay home on the quarterback. Taylor gets the carry. Taylor gets more, and he's got the touchdown. Marquise Taylor, his 2nd of the game, and that is going to cut this lead down even more. It's a 3-point game now with an extra point. It'll be a 2-point game. What a run from the running back. And that time, the threat of Kentrell Stokes running actually allowed the hole to open up even better for the running back. And that's why I love running option in the red zone. Only up by 2 now. FCS Midwest takes the field, and that is wide open. The slant gets by. He gets by Brewer, and who cares that we just scored a touchdown, because so did FCS Midwest. You have got... to be kidding me with this game. This is by far one of the most irritating games I have ever recorded for this channel. This has just been the worst. The absolute worst. Tried to be aggressive and blitz them because that worked last drive, and they just hit us with a one-play touchdown on a quick slant. So that's just awesome. Taylor gets the handoff here off the read. Tries to cut it back around the defender, but does get the first down. Taylor again does find a seam to run through it, and that gets a 6-yard gain, and Ezekiel Jefferson hurt for the second time this quarter. Oh, the tight end's wide open. There's Shane Wallace for an easy gain. Trucks the defender, and he's out past midfield. McAllister fakes the handoff, had a tight end, but the pass rush just got in there immediately. Stokes back in the game now. We're going to try a speed option this time. Oh boy, that was risky, but the pitch does get off. Unfortunately, it was only a gain of 1. Montgomery over the middle. He does catch it. What a throw by McAllister. And what a catch by Montgomery, hanging on to it through the contact. And that's a huge third down conversion. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Dalton ran a bad route or if McAllister just made a terrible prediction on where he was going to be, but that falls incomplete. Jeez, oh Pete, dude, why don't you throw it a little higher? Maybe it'll go right to the defender next time. Gosh dang. Hayes working his way through the defense. It falls incomplete. We're in field goal range, so I guess we're going to kick this, because I don't feel like going for it here. It's a pretty long kick. That kick is up, and that kick is plenty good. A beautiful kick from our kicker, whose name I forgot. I think his last name's Sullivan, maybe. But that cuts it back to a 6-point game. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get the ball back from FCS Midwest to have any chance of winning this game, which has not been something that's been very common today, unfortunately. Run, trying to get to the outside. The defense did not do anything to really keep them from getting out there. It's going to take us to a 2-minute timeout. I don't know why they were about to run no huddle there. That would have been completely pointless, but whatever. I have to bank on them running here. It's my only chance of stopping them. 2nd and 8. I got it. They'd be stupid to throw the ball, right? Oh, a huge play by Briggs. The Red Sea parted in front of him, which would have been a huge hole for the running back to run through. And instead, Briggs ran through it first. And that is a now 3rd and 12 for the Rebels. If we can stop them here, we'll be getting the ball back. Dilworth drops back. He's looking, and he's going down. A huge sack. I didn't get a chance to look. I think that might have been DeAndre White with the sack. It was DeAndre White. His 2nd game in a row with a sack. And we're getting the ball back down 6 with just under 2 minutes to go. Chambers waiting for the punt. Does get it. Tries to get the edge. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. And we're starting with the ball in there at 45. I mean, come on, guys. They're asking for it. We're going to start off with an option play. The options worked well for us in this game so far. Taylor, not a lot of room to work with. Oh, no. They got a sack. That's the last thing we needed. It's 3rd and 20, and this game is slow. This game's slipping through our fingers as we speak. That was the last thing we needed. We have a hard enough time getting first downs. We're just going to try it to Dalton. 2 defenders are there. That was never going to happen. And just like that, it's 4th and 20. And the ball game's going to come down to this. You got to be kidding me, man. We're throwing it to Dalton again. This time he comes down with it. Blake Dalton has it at the 3. Oh my gosh, what a play by Dalton. That is unbelievable. I need a replay. I have got to see that again. This 4th and 20. This game is over. And Dalton just positions himself beautifully. The defender never got his eye. The defender never turned his head around really to find the ball. Just kind of jumped and guessed. Did get a hand on it, it looks like. But Dalton was able to hold on to it and bring it in. Unreal play. We're gonna let the clock run a little bit here. I mean, they have 2 timeouts still, and they're probably gonna start calling them too once we run this next play. So we're gonna let the clock run down to about 20 something seconds. But I mean, my gosh, we are 1 play away from scoring a touchdown and potentially taking the lead here. It's not over yet though. We got to get it in the end zone first, and that's not a way to do it at all. They're not calling their timeouts, so we'll call one here probably. Unfortunately, that was our last timeout, so we can't really afford to get caught in bounds or anything right now. So we're going to have to try and get this in the end zone, and we do! And it's Tanner Brooks, the backup tight end, who has been just as important as the starting tight end in this series. And that is going to put the Marlins potentially in the lead if they can get the extra point. He reached it across the goal line beautifully before he was down too. That was so close to being short, but it was not. And we're now an extra point away from the lead. They iced the kicker on the extra point. I can't remember the last time I saw that, but we're gonna just line it up again. Kick is up and it's through. FCS Midwest only has 1 timeout left and 13 seconds. We just got to keep something stupid from happening. All right, 11 seconds left. 1 timeout, down 1. The Rebels, ball's on the ground! Ball's on the ground! The lineman fell on the ball, so that's going to allow them to have another shot at this. But that is now only 7 seconds left. 2nd and 20. It doesn't even matter what the down and distance is. They've only got 7 seconds to try and essentially go the length of the field here. Can the pass rush get home? It's up. And it's knocked down. 1 second left. We're just going to come out and prevent. I mean, we just can't let anything ridiculous happen, and we'll win this game. Briggs is going to loop around. Ball is up. And it's intercepted. Deion Carter. It's meaningless ultimately, but that is a win for the Freeport Tech Marlins. Their first of the season. Came down to the wire. Came down to an absolute prayer from Jake McAllister to Blake Dalton down on the 3-yard line on 4th and 20. And then the touchdown to Tanner Brooks 2 plays later to put us in the lead. What a game. What a performance. The team held in there despite everything going against them. It's against an FCS team. There were about 3 separate moments where I was convinced we had lost that game, but the team did not let it get to them, and ultimately we came out with the win. Jake McAllister, again, his completion percentage in the 50s. That seems to be about right for him. 16 for 29 for 227 yards and a touchdown. Of course, the long one, I assume that 52-yarder was in fact the one to Blake Dalton. Kentrell Stokes did throw a pass and completed it for a yard. I don't know when that must have been that speed option I ran. It must have ended up being a forward pass, the pitch play, because I don't think I lined up for a pass play with him that I remember. In the rushing department, Jalen Brooks, our leading rusher, 10 for 54, basically sat out the whole second half. His wear and tear was getting to him, so I kind of just had to sit him. Fortunately, Marquise Taylor filled in nicely, getting 11 for 38 and 2 touchdowns. And despite the fumble earlier in the game, ultimately was a huge reason why we won. Kentrell Stokes got in on the rushing action once again. Only 2 carries for 38 yards, though, so nice for him. Travis Miller had 2 carries for 14 yards. And this is the first game this year where Jake McAllister wasn't in the negatives, so good on him. Leading receiver and man of the hour was in fact Blake Dalton. 2 catches for 60 yards. Of course, the 52-yarder to save the game for us and ultimately set up the game-winning touchdown. Gosh dang, what a play by him. Zach Montgomery, definitely been our most dependable receiver. Most of that is because he just runs a lot of slants and drags and stuff as the slot receiver, which is nice. So he had 4 for 59. Tanner Brooks, a tight end, 3 for 36. Marquise Taylor, and a touchdown, of course. He was the one that had the game-winning touchdown, in fact. Marquise Taylor, 3 for 28. Darnell Hayes, 3 for 21. Shane Wallace, 1 for 17. And Brett Lawson, the fullback, getting involved, 1 for 7. And had a beautiful broken tackle on that catch and run. Let's see, blocking. Oh my gosh, pancakes all around. 12 pancakes in total for the O-line. Isaiah Griffin giving up the lone sack on the game. So definitely our best O-line performance of the year so far, but you'd hope for that against an FCS school for sure. And in terms of tackles, Keyshawn Thomas had 9 tackles. I mean, holy crap. Dude was everywhere. I feel like I called his name a lot in this game. Jason Nolan, how about him? He kind of plays second fiddle to Landon Briggs in the middle linebacker room, but showed out in his own right. He also had 2 TFLs, which is great. We had a lot of TFL as a team. Oh my gosh. Wyatt Foster, Landon Briggs, DeAndre White, Keyshawn Thomas, Jason Nolan each had 2 TFLs. Quite a few sacks as well. Wyatt Foster, 1.5. Jason Nolan, 1.5. Jaheim Bennett had 1, and DeAndre White had 1. And then, of course, Deion Carter had the interception to end the game as well. What a performance by the defense. Even though gave up a lot of points, and ultimately I was mad with most of the players here. But, I mean, some guys still showed out. Keyshawn Thomas with his 9 tackles and Deion Carter getting the interception when it mattered most. So, shout out to those 2 in particular. Also, Jason Nolan with his 7 tackles. Very well done. Shout out as well to our return men. Levi Chambers doing the punt returns. And Cody Barnes was huge as a kick returner as well. 4 returns for 91 yards is really nice. And Richardson did all right too. I mean, I don't know what it was, but their special teams unit in particular was rough. We were able to get a lot of big returns. We leveled up. So we get 10 coach credits. So I'll be putting that towards something in the recruiting tree. We'll see. Home field advantage. The Freeport Tech Marlins are now 1-2 after defeating FCS Midwest at Rob Jones Stadium. Yes. Feels good to finally get one in the win column, even though it was a little more dramatic than I felt like it should have been. I will never complain about getting a win in general, so good on the team for pulling it out. Now, as for those coach credits, let's see. I probably want to just do... I don't really care about increased starting interest because we're already well into the recruiting class. I want to do one of these. Because I want it to take less time to scout. These will be my first recruiting points will be spent on all of just this. Just that position taking less time to fully scout. What do I want to recruit next? Because I've got a lineman already. I don't have any D linemen really scouted, but I also am not... That's not a high priority for me. I think I'm going to do one of running back or receiver for that. I'm going to put it into the receiving game, so wide receivers and tight ends. My running back room is okay. It's not great. I definitely want to improve upon it, but I feel like I have more guys that can do some stuff. I also don't know if any of my running backs are even seniors. I think a lot of my running backs are juniors and sophomores. So I think I can get by in running backs for a little bit. Receivers, I think, is going to be a little bit more of a pressing need for me. All right, let's send ahead to next week then. Bruce Acho has reached his top 3, and we are the only team even going after him. So hopefully we can lock him up soon. I can put those points elsewhere. Imani Carney. Oh, gosh. Yeah, no, we're bowing out of the Imani Carney sweepstakes for sure. We'll do all that in the next episode, but... SMU is about to lock him up, so I'm not gonna put any points into him. We're gonna switch that over to that other tackle whose name I forgot. I really should just take this guy off. It's funny that we're in his top 3, even though we haven't put anything towards him. We just kind of have let TCU and Baylor have him at this point. Manuel Caesar, that might be a guy I try and scout. I would hope we could catch up to Sam Houston on that chart. We are in his top 3. He only cut it down to his top 5 just now, so... I might have to take a look at him if I have points to spare. And Paul Freeney has reached his top 5, the gem safety. And we're the only one going after him, too. So hopefully it stays that way. The less stressful the recruiting is, the better. All right, next week we're starting up conference play in the American. We're going on the road to take on Charlotte next week. So that will be interesting. I don't expect to make a ton of noise in the American Conference this year, but you never know. We got our first win of the year, so anything's possible at this point. Feels good to finally get one in the win column. We'll see if we can keep the momentum going, or if Charlotte will pop us in the mouth next week. You never know. Just feels good to know we're not going winless this year. But that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It's been fun these first 3 weeks. We're already at the quarter mark of the season. I think, speaking of quarters, I think the 7-minute quarters definitely worked better. it didn't feel too long, and it felt like both teams got a healthy amount of drives in the game. So I'll probably keep rocking 7-minute quarters from here on out, unless things change. But, just a small thing that I just remembered because I said the word quarters. But, yeah, got Charlotte on the road next week, but that's it for this week. Again, thank you all for joining me. Love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Later, y'all.